Alright everyone, get ready for a spicy take on the latest geopolitical shakeup in South Asia. If you thought the region couldn't get any messier, think again. Things are heating up, and not in the way some might hope. For a while I've been banging on about how Russia and Pakistan are getting chummier than a pair of mates sharing a pint at the pub. My Indian viewers, bless their hearts, weren't thrilled. They kept banging on about Russia being their all-weather ally, like it's some sacred bond forged in the fires of history. But as we're seeing, that's about as solid as a soggy biscuit. Diplomatically, India's been left standing alone. Since the latest flare-up with Pakistan, only Israel, yes, Israel, has bothered to toss India a lifeline. The rest of the world? Crickets. It's a bit like inviting everyone to your birthday bash and only your weird cousin showing up. Let's rewind to late 2024, when I pointed out the cozy signals between Russia and Pakistan. They kicked things off with joint naval exercises, ships bobbing about together in a show of matey cooperation. Then Russia dangled billions in promises for Pakistan's energy sector, including a noticeably large investments in energy sector. And if that wasn't enough, they offered to breathe life back into the Pakistan steel mills, a rusty relic from the Soviet days. These weren't just empty gestures, they were like love letters written in dollar signs, signaling a proper shift in Moscow's affections. It's as if Russia took one look at India's diplomatic playbook and said, "Cheers, mate, but I'm off to greener pastures." Fast forward to May 2025 and the plot thickens. Arab News reported that Russia and Pakistan's bilateral trade has hit $1 billion. The diplomat noted Russia's nod to Pakistan's role in linking up with Central Asia, making Islamabad the belle of the regional ball. And then there's the cherry on top, a $2.6 billion deal surfacing since the start of this week. According to the Lucknow Tribune, this deal will see Russia supply cutting-edge tech to modernize the plant of Pakistan's steel mill, slashing Pakistan's $2.7 billion annual steel import bill by up to 30%. That's a game-changer for a country whose foreign reserves are shakier than a leaf in a storm. In March 2025 alone, Pakistan shelled out $324 million on imported scrap and steel, money they'd rather keep in their pockets. Qasim isn't just about steel, it's a strategic flex, with Russian tech making Pakistan's industry more competitive and self-sufficient. Nikkei Asia says it could cut steel imports by a third, easing the strain on Pakistan's foreign exchange reserves, which have been teetering on the edge of disaster. It's like Pakistan found a rich uncle to bankroll their dreams, while India's left rummaging through the sofa for loose change. Flirting with a barter trade system, a throwback to the days when swapping goods was the name of the game. Profit by Pakistan Today reported that in October 2024, over 60 Pakistani companies, with exports worth $500 million, signed an MOU in Moscow to trade chickpeas, rice and mandarins for Russian goods. This could push bilateral trade to $1.5 billion. No dollars needed, just a good old-fashioned swap. It's like trading Pokemon cards, but with higher stakes and better snacks. So, Arab media outlets, like Arab News, are calling this a major diplomatic setback for New Delhi, with Russia's investment in Pakistan signaling a shift in the regional balance. India's influence is shrinking faster than a cheap jumper in the wash. Pakistan's rising economic reputation is honestly acting as a magnet for Russian cash. And let's not forget the energy deals. Pakistan's been importing Russian oil since 2023, with a 100,000-ton shipment arriving that year, paid for in Chinese yuan to dodge the dollar crunch. Reuters reported Russia's keen to ramp up crude oil and grain supplies, with talks of offshore oil and gas exploration thrown in for good measure. It's a full-on bromance, and India's not invited to the party. Now, India's not taking this lying down. They've been accused of stirring the pot with propaganda to undermine this budding Russia-Pakistan love fest, but honestly, it's about as effective as shouting into the wind. Russia and China's growing confidence in Pakistan is a glowing review of Islamabad's foreign policy. It's kind of like Pakistan aced the exam while India's still stuck on the first question. This partnership could seriously reshape South Asia's power dynamics. And to rub salt in the wound, Russia's dismissed Indian media's meltdown over these deals as fake news. News on Air reported Moscow denying any multi-billion-dollar contracts, calling out exaggerated stories as attempts to drive a wedge between Russia and India. But let's be real, these denials sound a whole lot like diplomatic damage control. The deals are happening and India's left clutching at straws trying to convince themselves it's all just a big misunderstanding. It's almost like watching someone insist their ex still loves them while they're snogging someone new at the pub. India's diplomatic isolation is, well, pretty stark. After the April 2025 terror attack in Pahalgam, Jammu and Kashmir, which killed 26 people, India launched Operation Sindoor targeting civilians in Pakistan. Russia's response? Just a tepid call for both sides to calm down. No staunch support, no all-weather ally vibes, just a neutral shrug. It's a far cry from 1971 when the Soviet Union had India's back. Now, India's foreign policy is wobbling like a poorly poured pint. The Lucknow Tribune even noted that India needs to recalibrate its diplomatic approach as Russia cozies up to Pakistan. Good luck with that. It's like trying to fix a broken teapot with sticky tape. Let's put this in everyday terms, just to make it clear. Imagine you're India, thinking you're the star of the school play, only to find out your best mate Russia's now hanging out with your rival Pakistan, and they're planning a big project together. You're left standing in the corner with only Israel for company, while everyone else is having a laugh at the cool kids table. That's really the level of humiliation we're talking about. India's been caught with its trousers down, and the world's having a right chuckle. This is a classic case of India dropping the ball. Their insistence on Russia as a loyal mate has left them totally blindsided, like a batsman missing a full toss. Pakistan's playing a blinder, securing deals and building bridges, while India's stuck moaning about its lost clout. The $2.6 billion steel mill project, the barter trade, the oil and gas imports, it's all part of Pakistan's winning streak. Russia's betting on Islamabad, and India's left to stew in its own curry of despair. So, what's the takeaway here? India's diplomatic ship is sinking faster than a lead balloon, and honestly, they've got no one to blame but themselves. Their foreign policy's gone pear-shaped, and the world's watching their fall from grace with popcorn in hand. Pakistan and Russia are writing a new chapter, and it's one where India's not even a footnote. Subscribe for more no-nonsense takes, and let's keep shining a light on these geopolitical fumbles. Until next time, stay sharp, and keep watching the world turn.